Hey there, Cancer. Welcome to your reading for the week of April 20th. You have this embracing card and this purity card. I do feel you are embracing purity. I feel you are embracing healing and all that other good stuff because we had that eclipse last month in Virgo. So a lot of you, I feel, could be getting down to your reason. I don't know. Something is popping into my head here, Cancer. Sorry. That's why I'm hesitating. But I feel for a lot of you that you're getting to the core of what you want out of life. I've been saying this to you. I'm having deja vu as I'm saying this to you. So I feel you're figuring out like what you really want out of life is kind of what this reading is getting at here with this. You have the Sun card as well. And so a lot of you, it's almost as if you're just kind of processing this week. You're processing something that you want, something you want to do. I don't know. We're going to look into it here, Cancer. In your current general energies, you have the Queen of Cups, the Hierophant, and the Hermit. Queen of Cups is you, Cancer, so whenever you show up as yourself, puts you in a position of power and strength and allows you to get what you want from the reading. Queen of Cups really wants you to follow your heart, what your heart is telling you to do, and that could be why I feel that you are processing, or that purity card is saying you're getting down, you're stripping things out is more what I feel with that purity card. If you're trying to do things in your life and you have a bunch of people telling you what to do, that just adds a bunch of junk, right? That is not pure. So that's what I mean by stripping things out. I don't feel that means that you're not listening to people. I feel it just means maybe you're putting yourself first more, or you're listening to your inner voice more, which would be a good thing. Maybe it would be a good week to shut out the noise, right? And to take more time for yourself and to meditate or to really journal or think about what you want out of life. There's something about alignment for you, Cancer, and I've been saying this to you, I feel, your past two readings, where you need to really, I'm not saying something is out of alignment, but, I feel your past few readings have been about making a choice. And I feel if you think about the outcome that you really desire in life, that will make the choice much easier, because I feel one path will clearly lead to that outcome, one won't. And so that's what I mean by purity here. You have the Hierophant. The Hierophant can be blessings. He is a teacher, can represent learning, but he is also the bridge between heaven and earth. And so he is able to communicate with heaven and bring his communication from heaven down to earth. He is teaching these two people in front of him. And I feel you need to think about what that means for you. What messages or what are you seeing in your head, or what dreams are you having right now? Those could be the messages from heaven that you need to bring down to earth. He's also represents thinking outside the box. He's sitting on his box right here. So sometimes I feel he represents needing to think outside the box more, or he could be saying that a choice or decision you're trying to make at this time, there could be an outside-the-box solution, or there could just be a more non-traditional solution. So I would also be exploring those things that are not necessarily traditional. Again, he is tradition, the Hierophant. But for whatever reason, it's popping into my head that breaking tradition might be a better option for you, Cancer. You have the Hermit. Definitely time to leave Hermit mode. I have a feeling that all three water signs this week are probably going to have the Hermit. We've had the North Node in Pisces and South Node in Virgo for a long time. They're slowly moving out, over the next few months or whatever. But, I feel that that Virgo energy, that South Node Virgo, North Node Pisces, it literally is the Hermit as far as I'm concerned. Like, the Hermit doesn't represent it, but... and I just feel that. The story of the North Node Pisces, South Node Virgo is kind of a hermit story. It's a story of people who have that placement in their chart. Usually in a past life, they escaped to the top of a mountain and they hid their gift from the world. So I feel for water signs, now that we're getting closer and closer to the end, that water signs, it's time for you to kind of come out of isolation and to shine your inner light. It's time to step into the light, really, for water signs. I feel it's almost as if a spotlight is shining already for water signs. They just have to step into it. And this could be through accomplishing something great in your life, through doing something hard, through facing a challenge, through becoming an inspiration. There's a million things that you could do. I feel water signs really need to pay attention to their attention because what you are thinking about is probably guiding you, but you just have to focus on it. We're going to clarify here, Cancer, and let's see what we get. With the Queen of Cups, you have the Two of Cups. Definitely could be love coming in for those of you that want it. It is a really good time for water signs for love, so sure, this could be a perfect match. Two of Cups is usually different than your usual type, which I'm pretty sure comes up for you every single reading, Cancer. Two of Cups also is communication with your higher self, which does appear to be critically important this week for you with the Queen of Cups and the Hierophant here, and even the Hermit. You know, communicating with your higher self could be very beneficial, could lead to a lot of answers. With the Hierophant, you have the Queen of Pentacles. I feel you need to not worry with the Queen of Pentacles is what's popping into my head. She is the card of resourcefulness. I feel a lot of people, they want to start something or they want to do something in their life, and they say to themselves, I'll get started on that when I have $2,000 to be able to pay for it or whatever, right? And the Queen of Pentacles, sometimes I feel she comes up in a reading, it's the universe is saying, no, you can get started right now, even if you don't think you have the resources, because if you get started right now, I will bring you the resources, and I is the universe. So sometimes I feel we just have to get started with the Queen of Pentacles. She's looking for resources, but the universe just wants her to move, and then the universe will move out of the way and make it a possibility. So I feel you need to get started on something here, Cancer. With the Hermit, you have the Two of Pentacles. Two of Pentacles juggling, I mean, come on. You know, your past 3 readings have been about a choice. There's clearly an important decision that you are trying to make and have been trying to make all month. So Two of Pentacles, he's spinning plates. He's got too much going on. You know, like I said, maybe it would be a good pause week for you to just journal about your future or think about your future, meditate on it, and, you know, go from there. But sometimes I also feel we have to slow things down. Again, he's doing so much that he's distracting himself from making a decision, right? And so I feel this is saying don't distract yourself with busy work this week, and I'm pretty sure I said the same thing in your mid-monthly reading as well. Next, in the area of messages, or what's coming in for you, you have, I said messages because you have this Mercury card, it says messages on it. You have this Sun card, it says source on it. So we have the Two of Cups, and the Two of Cups also has the caduceus, on it. And you have the caduceus right there. The caduceus is the staff of Hermes, which is Mercury. So you clearly could be getting some important messages in your dreams or your daydreams, or, you know, whatever. Could be repeating numbers, things like that. The Sun card says source on it. Again, I feel this is more purity. You know, the sun purifies. The sun is your attention as well. And the sun is shining its light on something in your life that you need to pay attention to here, Cancer. You have the Strength card, the Nine of Cups, and the King of Swords. Strength can be patience. Strength wants you to tame your inner voice. You know, the lion represents her inner critic or her inner demons. But she is the one that is controlling the mouth of the lion. It is submitting to her. Its tail is between its legs here. And so this wants you to take control of the words that you're saying to yourself, or the things that you're saying to yourself, and so that you can have strength. I always say this is something she has to do every single day, so it never stops. It never gets better. And I know that sounds scary, but that's just how life works, right? Is that we always have that voice in the back of our head that's telling us, don't do this, don't do that, you're not strong enough, you're too weak, and, you know, all that other stuff. So we really have to take control of that voice and tell it to be quiet. You have the Nine of Cups. It's like there is a wish that exists already. You know, I feel you could have something you're wishing for right now. And so I feel that you could be needing to go for a wish. He's just in alignment with a wish. And so that's why he's getting it, is because he is perfectly matching the energy of something that he's wishing for. And I do feel there could be something that you're wishing for coming in for you, but I just feel a little bit more getting into alignment with it would be the right thing to do. I also wouldn't assume that you know what the other thing wants. I don't even know what the hell that means, Cancer, but sometimes I feel it's almost asking you not to prepare too much for some reason. It's like, let's say you're looking for a job. You might be thinking, oh, to get into alignment for this job, I have to do this, this, and this. I almost feel it would be better for you to just go and get the job and not think about all these steps. It's almost saying like don't create expectations or something like that. Same thing in love. Like I think people do this in love as well, where they say, oh, I have to be this type of person for this person to like me, but usually that's what ruins it in the first place. So I almost feel it's saying don't just assume what the other thing wants. I don't know why I feel like I need to say that, but I do. You have the King of Swords. King of Swords is knowledge and wisdom. Yes, you have gained probably a ton of knowledge and wisdom over the past many years, and now it's time to use it, is what the King of Swords says. You know, he has the knowledge, but he needs to turn it into wisdom by using it. On top of that, I'm a big fan of mentors for you because we had so much energy in Capricorn for many years, mostly Pluto in Capricorn, your opposite sign. So now that Pluto has left Capricorn over the last year, I feel that it's a great time for you to learn from other people. You even have the Hierophant, which is teachers, mentors, guides, professors, all that stuff. So if you're learning from other people in some way, that will benefit you the most. Sometimes I feel the King of Swords is a person who has a very simple answer for something in your life. And, I would be looking to people that you look up to. With the Strength card, you have the Two of Wands, which you have twice here. Definitely time to leave a comfort zone. He's standing at the top of his castle. He has his village right down here, represents his comfort zone. He has everything to gain, nothing to lose. If he stays where he is, he'll just keep getting what he's got. Which, maybe isn't all that bad, Cancer. But, the Two of Wands says, hey, you can take the lead and you can have a hell of a lot more if you want it. With the Nine of Cups, you have the Emperor here. Yeah, it's time to take control of your dreams or your wishes or your fulfillment with the Emperor, especially because we have a ton of energy in Aries now. He's sitting on his throne. He's not really doing anything, but when an opportunity presents itself, he takes it. He has his armor on underneath his cloak. I feel like I say this to you all the time, Cancer, that I think you get this card with me all the time now. Some of you could be attracting an Emperor, but, I really feel this is more about you taking action on something and making it happen because the opportunity already exists. With the King of Swords, you have the King of Swords. So there you go. Basically the universe saying I meant what I said. One interesting thing that we have is we have the King of Swords, Two of Wands, the Queen of Swords. Again, not really a love reading, but for those of you that are looking for love, this can be two people who are interested but not talking to each other. She has her back to the past, and she's very focused on the future. So someone, if you are, flirting with a person or doing something with a person, I feel someone has to, open up. These two can be very closed off, but not necessarily in a bad way. They can just be closed off just because. And so I feel, if you want it, I would open up. Next in the area messages from your future self, you have this Destiny card. It says you have a divine destiny to fulfill through your career path. Your work will help elevate the consciousness of the planet. You have this Innovate card. It says with the right inspiration, you can bring a novel approach to almost anything. What can you innovate to contribute towards making the world a better place? Yes. So obviously, we're in a time of significant innovation. We have Pluto and Aquarius. Neptune and Aries, believe it or not, is extremely innovative. And, of course, Uranus moving into Gemini this week. So, anything worth doing is going to be worth innovating on. And is going to be worth coming up with your own unique approach to it. And, especially in work or business or career, that's what I would be focused on. You have the King of Wands, the Two of Wands, and the Four of Cups. King of Wands wants you to be bold, assertive, confident, all the things that came up in your mid-monthly reading as well. So I would be really going for things. He is innovative. He has the gift of foresight. Nobody says that about the King of Wands. He can see the future a little bit. So sometimes he can catch a trend, or he can notice something that is a trend in life that he can take advantage of. And so I would be trusting those trends. The other thing about him is that he has these salamanders on his cloak, and the salamanders in the tarot represent protection from fire or protection from risk, so it could be a good time for you to take a big risk or to put yourself out there more. You have the Two of Wands. Two of Wands wants you to take the lead on something. Emperor wants you to take the lead on something as well. So whatever you're working on, I would put yourself out there. He has to explore the world to find what he's after. Really, I think the Two of Wands is saying that you've been getting what you got for too long, basically, and now it's time to leave those boundaries behind, whatever it is, so that you can get more out of life. And so that's really it that I feel on the Two of Wands. I feel it's saying it's time for Cancer to get more out of life by pushing the limits or by exploring outside your comfort zone or something like that. I think even in work or business as well, it's saying how can you take something to the next level? Or let's say that you work in a field that is small, something very specific. Can you branch out like one step? I don't even know what the heck I'm talking about here, Cancer, but I don't know. Maybe that will mean something to someone. But, like I said, can you take something to a bigger stage is almost what this card wants you to do. Cancer, by the way, make sure to leave a comment. Really helps me out. You have the Four of Cups. Four of Cups, he has tried to do something at least 3 times before, and he's failed, and now he's being offered another cup that he should be accepting. Because, again, he has the knowledge and wisdom. He gained knowledge and wisdom from these cups. He learned the lessons, and he just has to apply those lessons to this one cup, and whatever he's trying, again, will be successful this time. So a lot of people read this as the grass being greener on the other side, and I kind of feel you have thought that the grass was greener on the other side too many times, and maybe you've been disappointed too many times, or maybe you didn't get what you wanted too many times. But I feel it's time to try again. The energy is different. Jupiter is finally moving forward in your sign, which I feel is great for you, Cancer, and will lead to a lot of benefits in the future. And that's really what I feel with the Four of Cups. It's time to try something again. With the King of Wands, you have the Five of Pentacles. No calling attention to your weaknesses. We have the Strength card right next to it. Five of Pentacles, the problem with those two people is they're calling attention to their weaknesses. They're focused on the wrong things. They need to focus on their strengths. And again, if you're looking for love, this could be two people that are too focused on their weaknesses in connections or something, or this is like two people that are too focused on things that haven't worked out, when really if they focused on why something could work, it actually would. So, maybe you need to turn your thoughts around here. Yes, with the Two of Wands, you have the Seven of Cups. I've said this to you before in the past. It is time for you to get variety in your life, Cancer. The example I always give you, I think, is that, imagine if you've only ever been putting salt and pepper on your food, and you go somewhere like Morocco, where there's a billion spices. It would blow your freaking mind, because there's so many other things to put on your food now, right? And so that is your life. Maybe you've been living a very vanilla salt and pepper life, and now it's time to, try a little cayenne pepper here, Cancer, or something else. I don't know, you're a Cancer, so you probably don't like spicy food, but whatever. You need something, right? And a little bit of barbecue sauce, maybe, right? And I feel if you do that, good things will happen. It's time to spice things up. With the Four of Cups, you have the World. The World is like an accomplishment or an achievement. So again, if you're feeling like you want to try something again, with the Four of Cups, or if you want to invite a certain type of energy into your life again, could be anything, could be love, could be business, could be trying to start a business again, could be, whatever. I feel this is saying this time you will accomplish great things. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have this Aquarius card. It says rebellion on it. It says think outside the box and stretch the boundaries of what could be. You have this Cancer card. It says nurture all that you love. Take time to care for your well-being and nurture the things you love. Yes, we are in a very nurturing time. I feel we should be nurturing things that we care about. We are also in a little bit of a rebellious time as well. Even though this says Aquarius on it, Uranus and Gemini is rebellion. It is revolution. We will probably see some of those things happen in the world. It just is what it is. So I think on a personal level that if we can reinvent anything that we're working on, that we will be very successful. So if we can, approach our business, our health, our career from an innovative perspective, good things will happen. And that's what I would do with these two cards. And again, I would be doing things that you really care about. You have the Queen of Swords, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Six of Pentacles. Queen of Swords is about seeing clearly for the first time. She has clouds only halfway up her body. she is looking into the future and she is seeing more clearly for the first time. So I feel a lot of you could be seeing clearly for the first time in your life, which is great. You could be getting a lot of answers this week, which is great. I think I said to you in your 2026 reading that 2026 kind of is a year of answers for you, Cancer, where you could just be discovering things. You could be discovering barbecue sauce, something wonderful like that, some sort of spice in your life. And, I feel it's time to not be so vanilla. Maybe you need to turn yourself into Rocky Road, right? You have the Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles is straightforward, diligent progress in the good stuff. So you could be making a lot of progress. Normally I don't like the Knight of Pentacles, but in the good stuff, he's definitely moving forward. And I don't necessarily feel you've been stuck, but I do feel that you've been thinking a lot. And so you could finally be planting seeds towards something that you want to grow in your life. And obviously that would be a good thing. You have the Six of Pentacles, planting seeds towards something you want to grow. He's giving to this person, not this person, because this person returns the favor. So he's giving to the thing that gives back to him. And, I feel a lot of you are more focused on probably giving to yourself, really. With the Hierophant, we were kind of talking about this at the beginning of the reading, how I feel you need that pure clarity or something. It's like you need that pure place to be looking at something, or maybe you need to align your intentions as well. Because, some of you, I don't feel like you're making mistakes or anything like that, Cancer, but I feel that, if you focus more on doing the things that are in alignment with the future you desire, I just feel it would be a better use of your time with the Six of Pentacles. With the Queen of Swords, you have the Death card, big changes. Uranus moving into Gemini. It's the final planet we're waiting to have change signs, the final major planet. And so I feel that the Uranus moving into Gemini is going to be a big change. A lot of changes going on personally, a lot of changes in the world, all sorts of stuff. With the Knight of Pentacles, you have the Lovers. Definitely could be love for those of you that want it. You could finally be making moves in love. You could finally be putting yourself out there. You could finally be making progress if you already have a person, or if you don't have a person, you could. So definitely good for love. If you're in a connection, same thing. I feel you could be making improvements or doing something to progress together. We have the Hierophant. So the Hierophant, we have these two people here that are on a parallel journey. And so with the Lovers and the Knight of Pentacles, again, if you're already with a person, it doesn't even have to be love. It could just be a person you do love. Like maybe you're working with a friend or something like that. I do feel a lot of progress there. With the Six of Pentacles, you have the Fool. I'm pretty sure you always get the Fool with me, Cancer. So the Fool wants you to take a leap of faith in a new direction towards something new, or towards a new beginning. And the Fool also wants you to take the risk of looking like a fool. People, and I'm pretty sure I always say this to you now, people are calling him a fool because he's taking a leap of faith off of a cliff. But really, it's exactly what he needs to do to be successful, is he needs to take that risk of looking like a fool. The Fool should also give you confidence because he has this tiny little sack on his back, and the tiny little sack says that he is kind of over-prepared. He's about to go on this major journey. He's about to go through the entire major arcana, but he only is bringing very, very little with him. And so it says you're kind of over-prepared. You have this dagger. It says fears, worries, tense situation. Yes, I feel whenever we have a lot of fire energy, I feel we can feel like people are doing things behind our back, or we can feel a little bit tense. So we just need something to channel that tension into. Could be like a creative project, could be something active. So if you're feeling this, maybe you just need to go for a walk. You have this July card and this Scales card. It says keep your life in balance. Yes, between now and basically, I don't know, the end of August, I would, even though this says July on it, I would be keeping your life in balance. I would be doing things to balance things out, not stress yourself out. You have this beetle. It says good fortune. I feel you are entering into a time of good fortune. So, again, money looks good. You could be doing things to improve your finances. Love it. You also have this boat. It says money or property or through an inheritance, winning or windfall. So, again, money looks good. Some of you, sure, it could be an inheritance if you know that you're getting one. But I feel this is going to be something that you're creating, Cancer. We're in a very creative time for water signs. So again, I just feel that if you're a water sign that wants money, then you have to do something creative and probably innovative as well, based off of all this innovation stuff that's coming up in this reading. You know, the innovation is what's going to make you stand out. So that's what I would be doing there. You have this hills card. It says obstacles to overcome. They're hills, they're not mountains, right? So don't let tiny little obstacles stop you from doing what you want. You know, just walk over those hills. Your legs will get stronger, right, Cancer? But this looks pretty good. I like it. Make sure to leave a comment, and definitely enjoy your week.